Let's all roll for our hobby. Let's all roll for our hobby. Oh, let's all roll for our hobby to get ourselves a crit. Tipsy's drunk as shit. Onyx loves to hit. Ooh, Rock's magic is handy. Toot Toot's music is dandy. So let's all roll for our hobby to get ourselves a crit. Let's all roll for our hobby to get ourselves a crit.
Come, friend, now lend me an ear for a tale of Victor the Weird. He went on an adventure with he, him, and himself, and also his mighty fine beard. Now gather round, I'll tell you about this mighty beast. He may look as human, as mere as you, friend, but soon your eyes will feast upon this marvelous creature with many body parts. His one shirt may fool you, but what if I told you his chest had 4 red hearts? One mouth but 1,000 voices, one mind and limited choices. 2 handsome dice, 2 handsome dice. The audience rejoices. He's going to play D&D with him, himself, and he. Those are his pronouns, it's really profound. It's time for D&Me, featuring Victor and Victor and Victor, and Victor and Victor and Victor, and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor. One knows who knows how many repeats. So come and sit down in an empty seat. It's time for D&Me. 2 eyes, 4 cheeks, 2 souls on his feet, 2 hands for many new foes to defeat, 1 tongue, 2 lips through which to speak, but just one but.
Hello everybody, I'm Victor Rivera and I play with myself. I play D&D with myself. And welcome to episode 35 of D&Me. Thank you very much to Bradley Owens, who produced and performed that song. You can find them at Bradley Owens, Bread L-E-Y, on Instagram. And welcome. I get to play Dungeons & Dragons with myself, and I have for 34 weeks. That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't have a lot of D&D pre-show, so the only thing I really have, I already have in my notes, parentheses, to name this episode High Stakes because of today's date, which is April 20th of the year of our Lord 2022, which is 420. Nice. That is my Seth Rogen laugh, because I've gotten, hey, you Seth Rogen, Zach Galifianakis, Jack Black, for years. My Jack Black is, we're gonna rock! And we're gonna rock today because the only thing I really have is D&D research after the fact. So, I was trying to explain Toot Toot's instruments, and I was not explaining it very well. There is an anatomical term, which my dad tried to help me out with, but again, I didn't explain it very well. So, I was trying to explain the different sides of Toot Toot's trunks. We're gonna rock like that guy. That's much better. Thank you. So, I was trying to explain Toot Toot's tusk instruments, and I was trying to figure out the anatomical term of outside in. So that is actually medial. So that is from the outside of your body. So let's say your ear, for example. In order to go medial on your body, then it's the ear towards the center of your brain. That's medial. So like on the outside of Toot Toot's trunks, because that's one direction, but then the other direction is lateral, where it like goes to the outside from the center point. So medial, yeah, I guess medial is the outside of the tusks, and then lateral is the inside of the tusks. Because my dad was trying to help me with proximal and distal, which is great because, as you can see on Toot Toot's left tusk, then proximal, the proximity close to you. So at the top of his tusk, the proximal bit, that is where the mouthpiece for his flute and his piccolo are. And then distal is distance, so fingers compared to shoulder, yeah. But the distal part of his tusk is the air hole where the air goes out. So there we go, medial and then lateral. And that's it. Normally, well, recently I've gotten kind of tired and sleepy during my shows. So today I tenderly sipped upon a Taurus Crimson. So that'll prevent me from getting tired and sleepy. Yeah. All right, let's do it. D&Recap. What happened in episode 34, which was companionship? Toot Toot was getting overwhelmed at the noise and the din of the yawning portal, so leaving Onyx and Tipsy to their drunken debauchery, then he actually left and went to the Hawkman, which is one of the walking statues sprinkled throughout Waterdeep. And then there he met Jorge Walter and his mom Aquafina, who were two water genasies, and through them, then Toot Toot explained all his instruments, his tusks, his trunk, his bagpipes, his didgeridoo, his three-necked lute, etc. And then he tenderly drank Taurus Crimson. Ha ha ha, yes. Then he spotted in the crowd a familiar face, one of the last things he saw back in Revelton, where he came from before he appeared in D&Me, a drow male sneaking into the crowd, disappearing into alleyways. And so Toot Toot followed him and then vaguely asked about him and if he knows what's going on, and then the drow stabbed Toot Toot in the gut. And then we cut to Rock gathering courage after his talk with Sheen, and then going to ask Paige the Wordsmith to a pretty bizarre first date at the Cherub's Eloquence, which was a fancy restaurant where the food was great, but they were waited upon by cherubs, floating babies, and that was a kind of weird experience, a weird scene. So after Rock deposited Paige back at the bookstore, then we cut back to Toot Toot, who was helped back towards Tipsy's Tavern, where he was alone in his room and then thought about everyone else's companionship and sang a sad song melody, and then sang an original song that I wrote for Toot Toot in his previous campaign called Elephant in the Room. And then he fell asleep. So that is where we're picking up right now. Shay 23. So the third day of Fleet's Wake, and 7 days until the end of Fleet's Wake, which is when the Grolhund and Castle Lantern party is going to be. So let's see. Let's write that down. That I have a in-game calendar for the happenings of D&Me so far, and we Shay 14 is when everything started, and we are at Shay 23 now. So here we go. Toot Toot gasps awake and finds himself in his room on top of his covers on his bed, fully clothed still, and his feet dangling over the edge. Not a comfortable night, but and his core is now sore from a recent knife penetration. As True Jack said, knife crime. So his muscles stiff, then he gets up and stretches out and changes clothes. Do they have changes of clothes? I don't think so. They kind of wear the same thing. They're like a TV show where they just wear the same thing. Don't even worry about it. Tipsy has wardrobe for days now, but then Toot Toot gathers himself and then walks down towards the tap room, really stiff and sore, and slowly descending the stairs, where downstairs he sees, this is two very important roles, You will be Onyx, you will be Tipsy. Okay, good. Onyx with a 10. He rolled a 10, but his Constitution saving throw is 5, so that's pretty good. A 15. And then Tipsy rolled a 6, and his Constitution is 0. So we see downstairs in the tap room of Tipsy's Tavern, Rock sitting at the bar, thumbing through one of his many books. Perhaps the Manual of Quickness of Action, with his little glasses perched upon his nose, as you hear and like scraping noises and a little bit of gristle, like from the kitchen. And Tipsy's also at the bar on one of the bar stools with his head on the floor pillow and the throw pillow from the Convex Crimson that he bought from Tax Shipping and Handling. So he is face down, and then he gave away one of his hats, but his baseball cap is very much like a sombrero where it's blocking out the light, and his face is face down in one of the pillows looking back at him, full grin. And then you just hear, oh no. Why does it have to be a new day? And then, feeling pretty bad himself, then Toot Toot finally reaches the bottom of the stairs and looks up and says, "Oh, you didn't have a good night either?" I drank too much, which you wouldn't think is a thing, 'cause my name is and giving up on his sentence, then you see Rock look up from his book. "Oh my goodness, are you all right, Toot Toot?" It wasn't as bad as perhaps drinking. Who knows how much, who knows how late. But I stumbled home as well. Oh, speaking of which, thank you very much for the stickers on our doors. That's very nice. Yes, Rock. You're welcome. Yeah, I got stabbed last night. You did what now? You did what now? Huh? You hear from the kitchen. Yes. Toot Toot goes behind the bar to like peek into the kitchen. And we see Onyx at one of the stoves with a really rusty pan that he must have found or dug up somewhere, and he is making some eggs. And Toot Toot, oh well, that's very surprising. Yes, so yeah, I got stabbed last night. It wasn't fun, but it does make me want to take into account what the heck we are doing, because getting stabbed isn't fun, and I'm kind of nervous, anxious about this whole party thing. Are we definitely waiting for the party, or are we going to spend another 7 days waiting around to help out our shape-shifting friends? I don't know. I want to hear everyone's thoughts on the matter, because Victor has been anxious the past couple weeks because will the Mahouts come? When will they come? If they do, I don't know, but I'm leaving it some to chance and rolls and stuff. So I'm anxious myself. I'm like, okay, do they wait the whole days, or is there something they could be doing to prepare more? Or, oh, hello, Siren. It's good to have you here. So I'm gonna talk it out here with my boys. So Rock picks up a cool dragon bookmark and puts it a third of the way into the Manual of Quickness of Action. And then he closes it. And he says, okay, well, from my understanding, Princess Misdirection, a doppelganger who is in the guise of Bonnie, the waitress, the human waitress at the Yawning Portal, she came to the newly named Tipsy Tavern to ask us, Victorious, the adventuring party, for help because they are refugees from their doppelganger shapeshifter homeland called we are victorious, called Anywhere, and they are being chased by some ne'er-do-wells from Nowhere, which is a warring faction group land, and they have employed the services of, he gestures up at Toot Toot, who is already starting to grimace, some very bad individuals. And then she proceeded to ask us for help finding the individuals that came to Waterdeep, herself, and then Sheen, her tutor, who I have befriended and am learning quite a bit from, who we found at the Seven Masks Theater, and then her bodyguard, Tiffany, who is in the guise of Yagra Stonefist from in the Yawning Portal. Who wants eggs? Says Onyx as he, comes skipping and jaunting with 4 mismatched plates. And Tipsy, you just hear from his face in the pillow.
No, I can't.
Here you go, Tipsy. Eat the eggs. Here you go, Toot. Eat eggs for you, and then Rock. Here's eggs for you, and here's eggs for me.
And then Onyx starts eating. Where did you get eggs?
We got them from one of the kobolds. Yesterday, he said it was a good investment. So, we got a lot of eggs.
Yeah, shipping showed me those eggs, and I'm, suspicious is a very good word for it. But they turned out all right?
Yeah, he said he found them in a box, so it's good enough for me.
Okay. Toot Toot says, staring down at the dwarf barbarian and waiting for him to finish scarfing down the eggs to see if these eggs have any ill effect on the dwarf. That is a 2. That is a 2, but Onyx, as a dwarf, has resistance against poison. Just as a racial trait. So, a 2 plus 5 Constitution saving throw, I guess. That's a 7. But for saving throws, he can have advantage against poison. That's a natural 20. All right. So then, in a blink of an eye, then Onyx is already licking his plate.
They were really good.
Toot Toot says, squinting his eyes, staring at this very sturdy, what is the word I'm looking for? Onyx, the dwarf barbarian, is... no idea. This just very hefty, sturdy, just this solid dwarf. And Toot Toot's still very suspicious. And then he looks up at Rock. Hardy! Thank you! Chat saving me. Yes, this hardy dwarf barbarian. And then he kind of looks up at Rock, and Rock is kind of slowly pushing the plate of eggs away from him, just ever so slightly. And Tipsy, when the plate slides up to his pillows, then you hear him.
Oh no, I can't. No, I can't do that right now.
Yeah, so Yagra Stonefist in the yawning portal with my heart. Yes. But we need... So, in order to find them, we needed to find the other 3 doppelgangers and shapeshifters, and then relay a message that the Mahouts, it gives them power, if we don't say... If we purposefully not say the name, so I will reclaim... I am a bard, goddammit! My magic comes from words. Ow. So, you know what? I will reclaim that word. They do not deserve my eternal fear. The Mahouts. The people from nowhere have hired the Mahouts to come and find and do bad things with our doppelganger friends, so we need to relay the message. We did so to Sheen. Did we actually... Did we say it to Tiffany? Victor doesn't remember. I will say sure. Yes. When Tiffany and Bonnie were having the reconciliation, All right, the Taurus Crimson has taken my ability for words, but it's given me energy. Everything's a price to pay. The rejoining? Reconciliation isn't the right word either. When they met again in the alley. So I will say, yeah, okay. So we need to find the last doppelganger shapeshifter, whose name is Circumstance, and we don't know what he looks like because he's a doppelganger and shapeshifter. And then Rock chimes in. Actually, I did ask Sheen when I was under his apprenticeship yesterday, and he did tell me some characteristics. So I will tell you all after the summing up of events. Great. So, but Tiffany did know that Circumstance, which is almost close to a not good word. Circumstance is in the C ward, which is the most fancy, the highest, wealthiest neighborhood ward of Waterdeep. So we went and then we found some clues, the hardiest of which is Volothem Gedarm showing up and telling us that at the end of Fleet's Wake, which is in 7 days, that the Grolhuns and the Castle Lanterns are throwing a big party and that Circumstance could possibly be there. But we don't have confirmation for that. Sneaking into a party to which we don't have invitations is quite risky. That is 7 days of us waiting around. Yesterday was pretty painful for me, I will say, waiting in the yawning portal for something or nothing to happen. So, is that pretty much it in terms of overall quest, overall mission? I believe so, yes. Mm-hmm. Who's not gonna eat their eggs? They're real good eggs. I want the eggs. Eggs might actually be good for my stab wound. I feel like I keep saying I'm stabbed. I don't know if I want more of a reaction from you boys. Yeah, I'm very sorry that you got stabbed. I do not wish to be stabbed. Yeah. I don't know if that feels good. Certainly stabbing doesn't feel good, but I didn't mean to force you to. Tutu, question. You told me in the Bookworm's Treasure, but could you tell, well, at least Rock, because I think Tipsy fell back asleep. Can you tell them how to hurt the Mahouts? Yes, very good thing for everyone to know. The Mahouts, where I came from, the Sandlust Desert, they were our mortal enemies, and my herd was in constant thrall with them, against them, and every time we sent adventuring parties to hurt them, then either they wouldn't come back, or they were hurt themselves, or like it always felt like just a generational standstill. But what we do know is that from one of the survivors that crawled his way back, that they have like this green wispy fire coming out of their eyes every once in a while. They seem to have just knowing a couple steps ahead, or they have this hive mind interaction with themselves. The individual who stabbed me yesterday had the similar green flame burning out of his eyes. I don't know if that was just me seeing things, because I have personally never seen a mahout up close. I hope it wasn't, but that. So, they might be here already, which I hope to the gods is not the case. Then Rock, who is just staring at the eggs, but you can tell his mind was elsewhere, pipes up.
Well, if you mention hive mind, it might be in our best interest to separate. So if we do meet a group of these mahouts, and as much as it is ill-advised just in general from all of our worlds, but we could possibly split up, and that might diminish their with hive minds. Then, for example, bees in a hive, that they are stronger together. They are like, in this case, it might be mentally, where they are like a gathering of sticks that you cannot break when they are all together. So if we target one individually, or literally physically separate them out, that might lessen their powers.
That's a very good idea, Rock. Thank you. Hopefully we will not meet more than one at a time. If we do, if they even come. But that's a pretty good idea. Yes. So what else can we do to prepare? Do we even need to go to this party? I know that's a big, like, maybe detour or derailing, perhaps, but could we find out who Circumstance is before the party? Because, again, a very wealthy, rich, high-class party, we... Toot Toot says, looking down to his left at the dwarf barbarian with egg in his beard, looking up at a capable but a little bit weak and stringy half-orc wizard sitting very properly, one leg over the other, on a bar stool with a big book in front of him and his glasses perched up and sitting quite daintily. And then over to a forest gnome rogue who is passed out in his own merchandise. So Toot Toot goes, I know we say we are victorious, however, again, the power of words, and are we reaching? No, hey, we are victorious, says Onyx, now reaching for Tipsy's plate of eggs. You're right. But you are right, but more in might and in bright and delight. So, not necessarily the height of society. Boy, that all just top of the dome. Beautiful. So, if we don't go to the party, how would we possibly find Circumstance earlier? He
is in the Sea Ward. Rock, what are the distinguishing features of Circumstance? Well, Sheen told me... I want the dramatic irony of y'all not knowing what this is. So, we will Sheen told me, and then Rock leans close, and then Toot Toot leans closer, and Onyx. And then... And then we just cut to Leaf, the half-elf ghost of Tipsy's Tavern, just drawing. And then kind of looking back, like stepping back, but more floating back to admire his work. And then a sharp nod. And then he continues drawing. And then we cut back to the group around the bar. And they all lean back from their huddled conversation. And then you can hear a muffled Tipsy going, "Ew, gross. Both eyes?" And then Rock goes, yes, apparently so. So that will help us find him in, well, maybe not necessarily a crowd in the Sea Ward, because searching a whole neighborhood for a doppelganger and shapeshifter is quite the task, but that will help significantly if he decides to drop his guys. Great. So, that is good that all of us now know what Circumstance looks like outside of his shapeshift. I have an idea. Rock, tell me again the qualities of paper birds. And then Rock goes, "Oh, this one I can explain to everyone, because I know. Paper birds. After you write a message of 50 words or fewer on this magic sheet of parchment and speak a creature's name, the parchment magically folds into a tiny paper bird and flies to the recipient whose name you uttered. The recipient must be on the same plane of existence as you, otherwise the bird turns to ash as it takes flight. The... Dodie or something in the chat says, "Oh, I love how you did that, Rock, telling everyone, except us." Yep. That makes me, Victor, feel still like a dungeon master, where I can keep stuff from my players, but I can't because we're all sharing the same mind. But I can keep stuff from y'all, which makes it a better story. So, the bird is an object that has 1 hit point, an armor class of 13, a dexterity of 16, and a score of 1 in all of the abilities, and it is immune to poison and psychic damage. It travels to within 5 feet of its intended recipient by the most direct route, whereupon it turns into a non-magical inanimate sheet of parchment that can be unfolded only by the intended recipient. If the bird's hit points or speed is reduced to 0, or if it is otherwise immobilized, it turns to ash. So, that is one instance where I was thinking of paper birds as well, but I thought that we had to write down the name, which would have negated the hidden identity of Circumstance. So as long as we just utter the name, then that would perhaps be safer, because, as I just read out loud, that if someone were to try to intercept it, then the paper bird is no more, so that protects his identity. But, I mean, it's a pretty good plan. But here's one of the things I did not read out loud. It has, because I was thinking, okay, if we write a letter, 50 words or less, to Circumstance, saying that the Mahouts are coming into Waterdeep from nowhere, etc., we craft it very well so that we use all 50 words. If we send the paper bird off, would we follow it? Because what if he is... I don't know. What if the paper bird cannot necessarily reach him? Because it is not a guarantee that the paper bird will find him. So, if we send it, do we follow the paper bird? But my walking speed is only 30 feet, but actually it's 25 feet because of this damned thing. And then he gestures down towards the saddle that is resting on his chest. Yes, this accursed item. It actually makes me 5 feet slower, but, you know, in the heat of the moment, we might forget that is a thing. So in a couple rounds, in a couple 6 seconds, then the paper bird could disappear from my purview. And I'm pretty sure that everyone else's base speed is 30. Tipsy, you're smaller. Is yours perhaps 25?
Well, here's the thing. With the quickness of manual of quickness of action or whatever, because it makes me super fast, then it could mechanically, I guess, bump me up. I haven't tried it yet, but there's a couple of chapters of, like, how to run and jog. I can't even think about, like, physical exercise right now. Oh, God. Oh, I'm never drinking again.
And then all 3 of the party members, without their faces in a face of their own on a pillow, exchanged like a doubting look. Okay, so Tipsy, future Victor, Tipsy's speed is 30, because why the hell not? And then Rock looks up, and then Onyx, if I'm not too brash in saying, as a dwarf, you are of the smaller races as well, so I'm pretty sure that your speed is 25 feet, yes?
Nope.
What do you mean?
No, I got 30 feet.
But how is that possible? You are a dwarf, correct?
Yep.
But you have 30 feet of movement per round?
Yep.
Isn't all other dwarfs, aren't theirs 25?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm pretty fast.
He says, fastly finishing Tipsy's eggs and staring down at Rock's. Okay. Rock rolled a 9 and then Toot Toot rolled a 5. So Toot Toot's not eating his eggs, but Rock is starting to consider it because he also doesn't want them to get cold. But also, okay, yeah. Rock will actually slide the plate of eggs back towards him, and then he will eat a corner, and then, no. Because now they have gotten a little bit cold, and the texture is really not good. Because when people don't like eggs, like, you know, when some people are like, yeah, I don't like eggs because of the texture. Yeah. Onyx, this might be suitable eating in the middle of the woods when they haven't encountered anything for miles away. So, like, Onyx having survival. These are like survival eggs. These are like MREs, meals ready to eat. These are like powdered eggs. These are gross and lumpy and slimy and not good. So Rock, and then Toot Toot, noticing this face also. Yeah, I'm definitely not eating those. Thank you very much, Onyx. I think I might have got stabbed in the stomach, so I don't want to eat the eggs and then have the eggs come out of the hole in my stomach.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a thing.
But yeah, you have 30 feet. Interesting. Okay. So we can't run after the paper birds. Well, okay. However, as I said that, then we could literally run after the paper bird, because if we use our movement and then our action to dash, then that is 60 feet of movement. However, what are the chasing mechanics, and can we sustain that? Because that's a whole, like, do we go up to the edge of the sea ward and then send the letter and then see where it goes to chase after it? That might be an interesting endeavor, actually. But again, it's a whole. What if? Interesting. Because now I'm thinking about it, and it's more and more possible. Because Victor at the beginning of this episode did not think it was quite likely, but now that I'm talking it out, if we are in the middle of the Sea Ward and then we write a letter, I have how many? I have things for. Well, I don't know if I have things anymore because the stickers I put on everyone's door. Onyx, did you like the sticker? Yeah, it's me. Oh, I need to give you the shower curtain. Yes, you need to give me that shower curtain with your face on it, and then it's red. It's just blood red, so that in my private bath, whenever I step into it to use the facilities, the water closet, the loo, I will see you staring at me as I do my business. Yeah, you're welcome. Right. Yes, we need to exchange inventory after we figured out a plan. Just want to say that out loud. But, I have 2 paper birds, and then Rock, how many do you have? I have 3. Yes, so it could be possible. We could be in the middle of the Sea Ward, and then see which direction it goes, and then all of us run after it, like a bunch of buffoons. But, depending on how far away... I mean, it's a whole neighborhood, right? Let's whip out the map and see... Let's see. The Sea Ward. Oh, it's just okay. That's a lot of blocks. I was gonna say it's not that many, but that is a lot of square footage. Sea Ward. Up until one of these lines, I can't really tell from this distance, but like if we are in the middle, right here, next to, are any of these walking statues? No, it doesn't look like it. But if we're there, then we could run in a direction. So that is a possibility. That could perhaps happen. Interesting. And then Rock goes, well, actually, I have another addendum. Addendum to this plan. Hold on a second. And so then perhaps the most stalwart... No, Onyx is pretty good this morning. But he runs and then, taking 2 steps at a time, climbs up the stairs, his robe fluttering behind gracefully. And then after a bit, then he comes back down with a book in his hand, and he pulls out the monster manual. All right, I was curious about this, so let us flip to... Ooh, that might... I mean, we don't have a Paraton, but... Or, okay, let's see. What is their flying speed? Well, gentlemen. I also have an idea if we do want to chase after the paper bird. But in order to do this, then we need to prepare some supplies beforehand. Okay. Okay, so sending a paper bird is definitely now a more viable option. Paper bird. So that could help us find circumstance, but if he is not well, or if where he is guarded, then that's... Well, honestly, this is our best bet before waiting for a party at the end of Fleet's Wake. This takes initiative. This takes time and precedent. That's a pretty good idea. So, yes. What? So I vote instead of waiting around, because then other notes that I have talk about finding out who could get us a ticket, for example. But yeah, if we can do a paper bird, then that will at least help us triangulate where circumstance is, and we can send a couple birds. Hello, speed of lightning, Purple Heart.
Purple Heart for me, Rock the Half-Orc Wizard. Hello. Hello, Peter.
So, interesting. Cool. I didn't think that would work, but they could talk about it. All right. Well, ding dong dang. Let's do it, baby. So, all right. Okay, so they're going to try paper birds. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. I really, I preparing for today, I was walking around a mall, just walking and thinking about tonight's episode and stuff we could do. And I thought of paper birds just as like an offshoot thought. And I was like, that probably might not work. But, yeah, it could work. Here we go. So Tutu goes, okay, so before we go into the middle of the sea ward, Tipsy, we really need you. You are really fast now.
Oh, God. I just... is there a way to help me out?
And then Rock goes, oh, well, okay. Tipsy. Actually, this is a very good segue. Tipsy, yesterday I met with Sheen at the Seven Masks Theater, and he offered to teach me some magic. And I took a bump on it, and he offered me magical spells and the opportunities for illusions, and like I really want dispel magic and counter curse, but because we are victorious. Rock makes eye contact with Onyx as Onyx finishes Toot's plate of eggs. And because I value you and you all have fought for me and beside me, then I want to do as much as I can back. And Tipsy, in order to help Cleo and Remy and Algernon, and then Tipsy, at the mentions of the were-rats' names, he like lifts his head up from the pillows. Oh, yeah? Remember the spell I told you that could help give Algernon a chance? And then now Tipsy's straight up full at attention. Yeah. Well, I learned Remove Curse, and it is of a higher spell level than I can currently cast, but I can try it. So that, and then this is also another good segue into another conversation that I need to have with you. In order to enchant an object, because Algernon has been a were-rat for decades now, and I think one application of Remove Curse might not be sufficient, so I was thinking of enchanting and crafting an amulet or a medallion to place around his neck, or perhaps a ring or a mantle or something. In order to enchant an object, I need to know the instructions on how to craft the item, but then also it is quite expensive. It is 500 gold pieces for an uncommon item, and it would take, if I spent pretty much 8 hours a day focusing on imbuing Remove Curse, which again is a higher spell level than I am capable of, so I haven't even thought of the ramifications for that, but if we were to do that, then it would be 20 days of me working by myself, 500 gold pieces. I can pay for that. You what? Yeah, I have plenty of money. I'm a rogue. That's like my thing. I can take money, and I have a lot of money, so I want to finance this endeavor. Oh, well, that is very kind of you. I was going to bring that up, but since you said it first, thank you. So yes, that However, Paige also told me that someone of magical means could also assist me, and that could cut the time perhaps in half if I find someone who is capable of assisting me with this magic. So, theoretically, hypothetically, unfortunately, Onyx, your magic, you... how many spells do you have, Onyx?
I got 3 spells. I got, Beast Sense, and then, Speak with Animals. So if you need me to speak with the were-rats.
Well, the were-rats do as well speak common, so...
Oh, yeah. And then I got Armor of Agathis, so if you want me to make the necklace good at ice armor, then I can help with that too.
Well, not necessarily. That might be a good endeavor for us to explore later, but not for this particular instance. Thank you very much for offering, though.
You're welcome. Are you gonna eat your eggs?
No, please go ahead.
Hell yeah.
So, Onyx prepared 4 portions of eggs. No one ate them, so Onyx ate them. And then Rock looks up hungrily at Toot Toot. Could we, whatever we do next, could we stop by for some breakfast? The eggs sure looked, but I have a sensitive stomach. Rock rolls deception, a 3. Plus 1. God damn it! I need to fix this God's damn saddle, because Rock rolled a 3 plus 1 deception. However, he has disadvantage on all charisma-based skills because of his goddamn saddle. So, let's see if I get a 2 or a 1. 14, all right. That's fine. Onyx is busy eating really cold, gross eggs now. So, he's not even... He's like,
oh, okay, well, that makes sense. You're a little guy.
Well, I'm taller than you.
All right, well, height has nothing to do with it. You're like...
He holds up his, a beefy pinky finger.
Even my little finger's bigger than you.
Okay, well, this isn't, doing much. So, what the heck were we talking about? Some eggs derailed me. Yes, Onyx doesn't have magic that could help me with remove curse for this one particular item.
But I got eggs.
But he has eggs. Toot Toot, as a bard, you do draw from the wizard's list. Is that right?
Actually, bards have their own magic. So, I draw from the bard list.
A wizard list is, yours. But I do have a separate list. Let's see if anything comes close. Myself, Toot Toot, can only do level 2 spells, and you said that Remove Curse was level 3, right?
Yes.
I can Cure Wounds. That's a level 1.
I'm not sure if it's the same.
Mending, Gust, Sleep. Yeah, not really. I do have Silence.
Yes, you have Silence, which is literally the only illusion spell that wizards cannot learn. Can you teach me?
Rock, we're talking about a spell you just learned, so we will space out the spells so that we can...
I know, but I really want to learn Silence.
I will teach you Silence, my boy. I promise. It is on my list, literally. So, I'm afraid I might not be able to help you much.
Yes. So, Onyx may not be able to help me. Toot Toot may not be able to help me. However, Tipsy, as an aeroplane flies overhead, Tipsy, as a rogue with magical abilities, as an arcane trickster, as your... what's it called? Roguish archetype, you are able to draw from the wizard spell list. And it may only be illusions and enchantments. However, out of the 3 of you, you might be able to help me if I teach you. But also, none of us have level 3 spells.
Actually, Tipsy says, choking down something that was trying to come back up. Actually, I only have level 1 spell slots, so I don't even have level 2. And I certainly don't have level 3. So that might be an issue. Because I'm also level 6. And y'all are level 4 babies. Hey. No, you're babies. You're babies. Look at the babies. Yeah. I'm level 6, y'all are level 4. How did that happen? Because I'm really good and stuff. So, I might not be able to help you. Can Paige help you? Well, unfortunately, Paige draws from yet another spell list, which is the sorcerer's spell list. Her being a sorceress. So, we might need to find a wizard if we do want to. Like, this is more of a conversation later because I feel that the paper bird situation is quite pressing. But we might need to find another wizard to help me because 20 days of 8 hours is a lot. Because, Tipsy, you, for the Manual of Quickness of Action, had to read 48 hours in less than 6 days, and that was a lot on you. Yep, but I could probably read it a lot faster now if I tried again. I'm reading it right now, and it's actually quite engaging. Yeah, you big nerd. So, okay, so that's good to know, though. Like, if we do find another wizard, future Victor, if we do find another wizard, I'll help pay for it, because this is my mission, really. So, thanks for letting me, for telling me that. We drank everything last night, huh, Onyx? Yep. So yeah. I will bank this endeavor. Thank you. Oh, thank you. And are we done talking? Oh, well, yes. Which brings me back around to my first point. I have removed curse now, which I don't think necessarily being hungover is a curse, but it certainly feels like it sometimes. I imagine I only get a little wine tipsy, where my cheeks get a little bit more darker purple, but I haven't experienced a full-on drunken episode, I guess. You do what now? You've never been drunk? Well, I've been particularly lightheaded, and my words slur a bit. My speech is less efficient and effective than normal, but I haven't gotten trashed, as they say, blitzed. And then Tipsy perks up. Well, I found something new on my to-do list, future Victor. Rock, one of these days I'm gonna get you trashed. Oh boy. Well, I don't think being hungover is a curse, so I might not be able to help you. Toot toot.
You want me to try cure wounds?
Yes, please. Oh, gods, I feel awful.
I don't want to.
What? Excuse you.
Well, no, it's just I don't want to be support all the time. I have bigger ambitions. I want to play music.
Well, play music as you heal me with your cure wounds, please.
We'll do that at the end, because that's a spell slot, and we need to exchange inventory. So we are going to do paper birds, correct? Tipsy, if I cure you, will you help us run down the paper bird?
Sure, whatever.
Great. Oh, they all have a long rest, so all of these are healed. All right. Cool. All spells are regained. All hit points have been retrieved. Tipsy still has a Molotov cocktail that he could make and reassemble so he can have his full 4 inventory. But until then...
Yeah, if you heal me with your wounds, please, then I'll help you run down the thing or whatever.
Amazing. Well, great. Before we do that, does anyone have anything for anybody? Because I, for example, yesterday, Rock, so at the Yawning Portal, Tax, shipping, and handling, the 3 kobolds for the Convex Crimson came in and they drew us.
They did what now?
Yes, they drew us. So there is merchandise floating out there with our faces on it, and hence the stickers, of course.
Oh, yes, of course.
So I bought the stickers for all of you. Tipsy, as you can see.
Yeah, I'm decked out, baby. The most beautiful shirts. I got a lot of shirts. You want some shirts?
No, thank you.
Okay, well, I got shirts of me on them.
Which reminds me, hold on a second. And so then Tipsy kind of stands up, and then he he climbs off his bar stool with just an armful of merch, and then he walks behind the bar, and then he kind of puts the merch down and then opens up the trapdoor leading down to the wine cellar and basement. And then Toot Toot goes. Toot Toot, who's standing right there also looking down at Tipsy. Leaf told me that in one of his sleepless nights that he went through and labeled all of the barrels down there, the ones we do have, and all of the ale and all of the wine has gone bad.
Well, good, because I'm not going to drink right now.
Ugh, despite every molecule in my body.
No, this is something else.
And so then Tipsy hops down, and then he's gone for a little bit. He takes some of his merch with him, and then he comes back up with a lot less merch.
All right.
And then he walks over to behind the bar, and he pulls out his classic mug, his tall mug, his travel mug, and his water bottle with Tipsy's face on him. And then he then walks around back to his bar stool. He hops up, now without his pillows, and he whips out 4 coasters. But they all have Tipsy's face on them. So my amazing parents, they went to my Redbubble store and they got coasters. So look, Coasterception, and then my D&Me logo, but also one of the coasters of all of my boys. So Tipsy, Onyx, Rock has a nice purple background, and Toot Toot. But Tipsy brings out 4 coasters that look like this, 4 Tipsy coasters, and places one in front of each of the boys.
There we go. So now at least some of our glassware, and we have 4 coasters, so it's kind of looking like a matching set of something. So, ta-da! It's Tipsy.
Impressive. Great. So every 5 episodes, I redo some of my pages because I don't want to do it every episode, but this is what Tipsy's chicken scratch inventory looks like right now. Onyx, Rock, and Toot Toot. So there's a lot of changes, which is awesome, in 5 episodes. And there's going to be even more right now, so I'll type all this out for episode 36. But the classic mug, tall mug, travel mug, water bottle, and coasters are now Tipsy's Tavern. Oh, I should make an inventory list of Tipsy's Tavern. I have a little bit of it, but let's see. What's it called? Cool. Neat. So then Tipsy, donated those items. And he says,
and then before I passed out for the first time yesterday, I remember talking to Tax and Shipping and Handling about maybe Tipsy's Tavern having some merchandise. So we'll see about that when I think about it. And then, there's a bunch of other stuff happening, like t-shirt designs that we did yesterday for D and Artistry, April 19th. We did a bunch of t-shirt designs, and I made a special announcement about gaming and stuff. But, mwahaha!
So that, and then Tipsy goes, okay, what else? You got the onyx. Onyx, you got the onyx, right?
Yeah, it's kind of in my piglet tusk. Look, I made a drinking horn of it.
And then he pulls it out of his inventory, and sure enough, the curved tusk is carved into this really nice looking drinking horn.
Thank you, Tipsy. I love it.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I didn't accept your silver mantle again. But you met the were-rats, huh? What do you think?
Remy is tough. I like it. Cleo was nice. Well, a little nice. And then Algernon, he was old.
Uh-huh. Well, great. Yep. Going through a lot of effort to help tough, nice, and old. Yeah.
Tipsy says, smiling to himself.
Let's see. Oh, Onyx, I do have this for you, though.
And then he takes out bashfully from his magically large backpack an edition of Play Witch magazine, which has a buxom pin-up tiefling on the cover that's, like sitting in that illustrative style with some tasteful curves. And then Onyx goes,
Oh, yeah, give me that back.
and then he takes the magazine, and then Tipsy says up to Toot Toot and Rock,
Yep, I really liked it for the articles.
Wait, there are articles in this?
so Tipsy feeling a little embarrassed after just talking about nice. What else? So I could mark all of this up right now instead of waiting for tomorrow. So 2 onyx, yes. Chick. The onyx art, magically backpack. And then Tipsy goes, okay. Oh, shit. This is why you read your inventory, because Tipsy has some shit. And then Tipsy goes,
Hey, but also... No, I'll save it.
Very interesting.
Oh, well, since we're sitting around doing inventory stuff...
Ugh. And so then he takes out from his magically large backpack that he always has this empty peach schnapps bottle from last night, and then he like takes a whiff of it, and
Oh, God. I never want to smell alcohol again.
and then another disbelieving look is shared for the other 3.
Okay.
And then Tipsy starts tearing up a blanket that he has in his inventory that's already being torn into pieces. So I will say it has like 3 more pieces left, because he was tearing this up since his first campaign, which was back in 2016 or something. So then he stuffs it into the top of the bottle, and he goes,
I'm sorry, but you will be good for damage later. I have 4 Molotov cocktails now.
he says after spending an action making the last Molotov cocktail, making it back to 4. And now I have a completely blank limited resources sheet, which is very exciting for me. Great. I know this is a 3-foot episode so far, which Dungeons and Daddies coined like just sitting around talking. But this is a lot of good game plan stuff. And inventory management, which I, Victor, need very badly. So then, Onyx, what do you have? Onyx finishing the 4th plate, and he gathered all 4 plates, and then he put his Play Witch magazine in his pocket. And then he is stacking up these plates, and Rock looks down impressed. Oh,
Tutu. Here you go, my friend.
and then he brings out this package of shiny plastic that's bundled up, and then Toot Toot.
Oh boy.
Well, let me take a look at it. And so then he unfurls this giant, stark red, blood red shower curtain, and square in the middle is Onyx with his arms crossed and his dark skin and surprisingly white arm hair drawn, and his braided beard with vertebra in it. Here, let me actually, with his silly gazer helmet. There we go. And then his big old bushy eyebrows and mustache and his dreadlocks hanging down in his bone armor. And he looks quite tough and a little bit inspiring, designed onto this shower curtain. And Toot Toot looks up. You know what? He says, holding it out next to Onyx so he can admire both. This is actually very nice. Thank you very much, Onyx. You're welcome. Yeah. No, both private baths in Tipsy's Tavern has my shower curtain on them. Yes, because you also have a private bath. Have you used that at all since you've been here?
Yeah, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. I kind of regret asking, but yes, my private bath. Rock, are you okay with your two privies right next to the library and study? Oh, yes. I also use my own chamber pot, so... Wait, what how'd you get a chamber pot? Well, it's, a relic of my university days, and... Oh, the pranks that were pulled with chamber pots, mostly directed towards me, and then I would occasionally be shoved into one of our book cubbies, and then the gate would be closed, and they would put an arcane lock on it, and I should learn knock in order to prevent that from further happening to me. But you all won't shove me into a locked little area, huh? And then leave me there for, the better part of a day. And then Toot Toot looks down at Onyx's silence.
Well, no, I won't do that. Rock's a friend of mine.
Okay. Obviously, I would never, ever do that. Tipsy?
What? I'm considering it. Because Rock is kind of weak. No offense.
How can I not take offense to that?
No, I'm just saying, you literally have the lowest strength score out of all of us, even me. And I'm 2'10". And you're 5 foot how much?
11.
Yeah, you're 5'11", so, I mean. Hey, you want to wrestle right now?
Then Toot Toot looks down. Oh, so you are feeling better, huh, Tipsy? That means I don't have to cast Cure Wounds?
Oh, my stomach.
Let's see then. If Tipsy, he sounds better, but let's do a performance on Tipsy's part. A 13 plus a 3, 16, and then Toot Toot with a bullshit check, an insight, a 6 plus 3. So a 9. So a 16 versus a 9. Toot Toot looks down. I know you're probably faking something, whether you're feeling better or that you're not feeling as bad, but I want you to be tip-top shape, so after the inventory, then I'll cure wounds you. So no wrestling, all right? Sit back down on your bar stool.
Don't tell me what to do.
You're right, that I probably shouldn't have, but I am 7'3", and I could beat you up. All right, so just consider that.
Yeah, well, let's see. What's your strength?
I have a +2.
Damn, I only have a +1.
Hey, ladies.
Onyx says,
I have a +6, right? So everyone can shut up.
right. Anyways, stuff. So thank you, Onyx, for your shower curtain.
You're welcome.
Cool. What else? Uh-huh. Onyx, looking through his inventory, goes, "Hey, Toot Toot, thanks for the Red Dragon scale." "You're welcome." "Good. Thank you for being good and thoughtful to everyone, all right?" "I appreciate you guys, even though you're a bit of a handful," he says, looking at Tipsy and Onyx, and then he gives a sincere look over to Rock, who is looking through his inventory. I don't have... I got the Manual of Quickness of Action from Tipsy, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to offer any of you specifically. Yeah. Nope. I'm good. Excellent. Let's see. As for me... Excuse me. Yes, I have a couple things. Dang it, I clicked the wrong button. Toot Toot. Golly. Now we're on to the second water bottle. I will say, after 9 months of doing this show, I am quite well hydrated on Wednesday nights. So, thank you, D&Me. So, excuse me. There we go. Toot Toot will roll stealth right now. Well, no. He will try and create a distraction so he has a better advantage at stealth. So, with this, there we go. Toot Toot says to Onyx, "Onyx? Good one. Can you run upstairs for me real quick and hang up this shower curtain in my private bath? Could you do that for me, please?" "That was from the eggs." "Yep, give me that." And so he grabs the shower curtain and he walks up the stairs, holding it out in front of him, admiring his face and the blood red color of the plastic, and he goes, "Yep, it's a proud purchase," he says, going up the stairs. And then Toot Toot goes, "All right, Tipsy, now that he is gone. Earlier in this very room, you turned down Onyx's silver mantles that he made you. I picked it up. It is in my inventory. Do you want it? Or what do you want to do with it? Because I understand, and me and Rock still have ours, but we're not going to put it on. I don't know where Onyx's silver mantle is, but..." And he takes out from his bag Tipsy's silver mantle, which again is like this thing, this collection of silver dragon scales that drapes over the shoulders. That Tipsy gave Onyx a silver dragon hide, which was like billboard size, and then Onyx went to the two vulture Aarakocra called the Buzzard Bros to have them made into this unifying team emblem. But Tipsy, who recently befriended and cares very greatly for were-rats, learned after that transaction that silver is one of the only things to hurt a were-rat. So there was a whole debacle about Tipsy turning down, with the best intentions, the silver mantle, but Onyx got upset. So it's kind of a touchy situation now. So Tipsy, oh yeah. I don't... See, here's the thing. I don't want it in my possession because as a rogue, I'm good at stealing things and I'm good at hiding things and being hidden. And then Onyx, and then Rock, who's sitting on the bar stool, who remembered Tipsy being quite loud and obnoxious when they were trying to scout out the Plaza Grolhund. He scoffs to himself.
Yep.
Like he...
Yeah, so me hiding things, like, I want to be upfront with Cleo and the were-rats. So I don't want this sitting in my magically large backpack and then just being heavy on my mind, you know?
That's a very good thought, yes. So what are you going to do with it?
Thank you for picking it up. I have an idea, so.
And then Tutu goes, all right, well, and then the last things I have in my inventory are rock.
Guess what? I didn't do it.
You do what now?
But not it.
Right. Here are Yagra's letters that we took off of her in episode 27, T intersection. When Tipsy, did you take these out of her pocket?
I took a couple things out of her pocket. I don't exactly remember 8 episodes ago what I took.
Right. Well, either case, these are Yagra's letters describing her being a bodyguard and stuff. You are our gentleman with the lore, our lore keeper, Rock the Purple, the lore keeper. Would you like these?
Yes, please.
Rock says, interrupting Toot Toot as he has like open hands.
Gimme. I want to read it, please.
All right, here you go. And then finally, the whole ding thing we started this off with. Rock, as tax shipping and handling showed us a lot of merchandise that is very, very good at the Convex Crimson, which is Victor's veiled attempt at a Redbubble store. So you can visit my Redbubble store with a lot of new merchandise, and people have been really generous in buying some at Linktree, linktr.ee/D&Me Adventure. And like Gnome, there's a lot more stuff coming. So, yes, when they came with all of our stuff, and then they showed us a lot of items with all of our faces on it, as you can see from all of Tipsy's stuff, these 2 particular things were made specifically for you. And I wanted to hand them over. So, Toot Toot from his inventory pulls out 2 small books in Toot Toot's giant Loxodon hands. And he hands over a hardcover journal and a spiral notebook to Rock. And both are Rock's heliotrope color that matches his skin. And have Rock drawn handsomely on the covers. So, Rock gasps, "Oh, these are absolutely amazing. Wow, the binding is incredible. And the spine work and this spiral. Oh, thank you very much, Toot Toot." "You are quite welcome, Rock. Well earned and deserved." And then Tipsy goes,
"Yeah, I don't think a hardcover journal and a spiral notebook would be great with Tipsy's face on it. Because what would you do? Like, write down, like, drink recipes or something? Well, hold on a second."
So, all of the inventory is dealt with, and before I go into an intermission, because that water just went straight through me, then Onyx trudges back down the stairs, wiping his hands. "All right, I did it. Your shower is a lot taller than I am, so it took some finagling, but I did it up there." "Oh shit, is it upside down?" And then, as Onyx is thinking to himself, Tipsy gets off the bar stool.
Hey, bud.
"Hey, what's up, man?"
So,
Tipsy approaches Onyx with the silver mantle in his hands. Onyx falls quiet.
This, I know it meant... Oh, shit.
Oh, okay. Whoo-wee! That chat was scary because I didn't know if it was audio quality. But cool, I'll read that at the break. How is the mic sounding, by the way? It's a new mic. I ordered a windscreen, that fuzzy thing. Sorry, man. No, you're good. Lovely. Yay! Great. And the fan, I know early Victor and D&Me always fretted about the fan, but it's just a thing now. So besides the fan, like, is it good? Because it would be great for me never to have to worry about this mic again until episode 75, where I have my own house and my own setup and everything. This is a new snowball that I went out and purchased. The triangle little tripod dealie is kind of weird and big on my desk. So today I went out and bought like this glass bottle, and it's the perfect height. So that saved me $25 of getting like a weird mic stand, like a short, stout mic stand. Anyways, none of that is the thing. Tipsy approaches Onyx. Hey, so I know this really meant a lot to you. Thank you very, very, very much for getting all of us a matching set. But I like Cleo and the Were-Rats a lot, and I don't want them to be nervous around me. So I'm not going to have this in my inventory, but I know this was a lot of effort. This was really thoughtful of you, taking the thing I gave you and then making a really fucking cool, like, dude, if we didn't have Were-Rats in our lives, I would be strutting through a Tipsy's Tavern tap room with this, and it's just really cool. So thank you really a lot. Tipsy is looking down at the silver mantle. But I think the best use for it now would be as a gift to you, because I think you'll love it. And then he hands over the Tipsy-sized forest gnome silver mantle to Onyx, who slowly takes it, and he goes, "This is awesome, thank you. I'll hang it up on my wall next to mine." And then Toot Toot goes, "Oh, is yours upstairs on the wall?" "Yeah, when I met the Were-Rats, and then I saw that they were, like, really, really good. I didn't want to hurt them, so my silver mantle is, I hung it up on the wall. So I'll put Tipsy's right next to it." And then Toot Toot steps forward. How much would it mean to you if you also have a Toot Toot size silver mantle? "Well, I would honestly love it." "Well, here you go, my friend." So then Toot Toot digs through his inventory and pulls out this giant, super wide, like half cloak with a bunch of clattery silver dragon scales on it. "Here you go. Thank you. I agree 100% with what Tipsy said. This is incredible, and the craftsmanship is remarkable, and it is very meaningful and thoughtful. So I agree that having a complete set for our dwarf barbarian who collects trophies and hides and bones and body parts of those he vanquished, I think you having this, I think that is the best use for it. And I totally agree, like, having a silver mantle, that's stuff of legend. So the fact that you have 3 silver mantles, Onyx." And then a soft voice pipes up behind everyone. 4 silver mantles. And Rock is offering up his as well. And then Onyx, for really the first time we've seen him, like, his eyes are getting wet, and he goes, "Wow. Thank you guys. I love them." And then he gathers in his arms the 4 silver mantles, and he hugs them tight to his chest, and he closes his eye, and then a tear runs down his face, and he closes his he scrunches up his face really hard, hugging the silver mantles. And then Toot Toot steps forward and throws his arms around the dwarf barbarian and hugs him. And then Tipsy and Rock complete the group hug. Yeah, that's nice. So, I'm going to call intermission there to use the restroom and get some water. So, for our intermission, I will let our half-orc wizard take it away.
Hello, I'm Rock, the Half-Orc Wizard. I only have a minute while Victor's taking his intermission, so I want to go over the schools of magic. There's the School of Abjuration, emphasizes magic that blocks, banishes, or protects. There's Conjuration, you favor spells that produce objects and creatures out of thin air. Divination is sought by understanding. Seek a clearer understanding of the past, present, and future. Enchantment, you hone your ability to magically entrance and beguile other people and monsters. Evocation, 27 seconds. Powerful elemental effects such as bitter cold, searing, flame rolling, thunder, crackling, lightning, and burning acid. Illusion, that's me, dazzles the senses, befuddles the mind, and ensnares the senses, and tricks even the wisest folks. Necromancy explores the cosmic forces of life, death. Transmutation, modify energy and matter. And that's it. And we have 7 seconds left. Thank you very much for watching D&Me Adventures. And here is the commercial. Hi, I'm Victor Rivera. This is D&Me, where I play with myself. I play D&D with myself. This is an actual play show 5th edition where I DM and play 4 characters of campaigns past. Hi, I'm Tipsy the Forest Gnome Rogue. We stream Wednesday nights on Twitch, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we throw the video up on YouTube Thursday mornings. And I have a rat named Waddles. He's cute.
I'm Onyx the Dwarf Barbarian. We do other stuff.
I'm Rock the Half-Orc Wizard. We do D& Artistry and Art Stream on Tuesday nights, and D&Me Like the Drink one Monday a month, where we grab a glass of something good and chat about how D&Me's going, answering audience questions, but mostly going on tipsy tangents. That's me!
And I am Toot Toot the Loxodon Bard. If you want to catch up with the current campaign, listen to the first episodes in their edited podcast form, which you can find on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and others. And if you want to catch up even quicker, watch D&Recaps, where we summarize 5 episodes of D&Me at a time. And we also have D&Me Extras, which are fun little behind-the-scene videos. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and a bunch of other places where? On our link tree, that's linktr.ee/DNMeAdventures and like gnome. Thanks!
We're so professional. Yeah!
Great. So, wonderful. Perfect. So, coming back from the group hug. Well, no. Coming back into the scene with the group hug. With the group hug, then Onyx. You just hear in the middle of bodies, Onyx. All right, get off me. As he half playfully, like you can tell he likes it, but he's just keeping up a strong facade. I'm gonna put these in my room right now. Oh, goodbye. And then he runs up the stairs and, oh, good. I felt bad. Oh, I was torn, you two. I was torn between keeping it because it was a gift from Onyx and like items are his thing, but then also I didn't want to harm your were-rats, Tipsy. So, good lords. So, there we go. Dot 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 dot. Excellent. Now that is taken care of. Tipsy, you son of a bitch. Then he reaches down a big Loxodon meaty hand to the small forest gnome shoulder. Here you go. Oh, wah! No, hold on. I need to do a song. Feel better, little gnome son. Toot, 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 toot. You drink. Hold on.
feel better, you little bastard. Toot, 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 toot. You drink like there is no tomorrow. Toot, 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 toot. You're a drunkard, but I love ya. Toot, 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 toot. But I need you better here today. Nice. And then with that, then Tipsy goes, oh, okay, cool. And that is one casting of, where is it? Of Cure Wounds. Tipsy. Great. And then Tutu goes, all right, how do you feel? Do you feel better? Please say you feel better, because I don't want to cast another Cure Wounds on you because of your alcoholism.
Hey, it's a disease, all right? Oh, remove? No. Is there a cure disease? Probably. Well, let's look that up right now. Cure disease. Well, whoa. If you cast cure disease on me, will it cure my alcoholism?
That is
That is a very large question that I think transcends the context of a game. But let's see if there's anything about disease.
This might be faster. D&D Beyond. Spells. Collections. Browse spells. No. I got... There it is. Spells. View all. Something about disease. Because... in D&D news, in updates, D&D Beyond, which is the premier online database thing. What is it called? Okay. Interesting. What is D&D Beyond called? The online premier... Well, I don't know. But it's a great online source with pretty much all of the books, and you can keep track of your character sheets and create encounters and stuff. It was bought by Wizards of the Coast, so it is now officially under the umbrella of D&D, which I didn't know it wasn't. So when I read that, I was like, oh, well, I thought it was already part of the D&D umbrella, because it's D&D Beyond. Why would it not be? Well, so yeah, that's a cool thing. Here we go. Cure Wounds. Onyx put all of the silver mantles on his wall and climbs back down, and then Toot Toot says, all right, now, before we do the paper birds, Rock, you said we need pastries? And then Rock says, yes, specifically sugar cinnamon. And we go to my notes. This is like a deep dig in my notes, because this is completely separate from stuff I was thinking about. Okay, hold on. Excuse me. Oh, interesting. It's not there. Let me try. Where would it be? It might be here. Well, Oh.
Sorry, I do have something written and prepared, but it's elsewhere. Oh! Yeah, there it is. Oh boy. This was a hard dig. But this is amazing. So, oh my gosh, great. Amazing. So, my boys will now roll to see who finds some sort of pastry deal. So, Tipsy Onyx. Tipsy rolled a 13 plus perception to look around. Yeah. So, 13 plus 8 for perception, 21. Onyx rolled a 12 plus 2, 14. So Tipsy's in the lead. Rock, and then Toot Rock rolled a 10 plus 1, 11. And then Toot rolled a 13 plus perception 3, so 16. So with Tipsy's 21, then he walks around and he eventually spots a place first, and he points, "Hey, that's pretty it, huh?" And then he nods up towards this cute little shop, and the sign on the outside says "Sweet Treat." And you can peer through the window, and what's happening here? Okay. You can peer through the window, and then you see stacks of confectionaries and booths of pastries, and shelves of yummy baked goods behind the thing. And then Rock goes, "Oh, I think this will do quite nicely. So here we go." And then he opens up the the door, and you hear, instead of just one little bell that ding above the door, then it's almost like a wind chime slash like a physical. Interesting. So it's a series of bells above it, and then as the door opens, then it rings out a tinny tune of whatever you hear ice cream trucks play on their speakers. So then and as the door opens, like, it has this little, like, these 4 little wooden or metal rods kind of affixed to the door, and as it opens, then it like scrapes up against either like a music box, so it's a series of bells that clang, or like this one sheet with bumps, and so it so that's cool. But they open it up, and then from the back you hear, "Hold on a second," and then they step in, and Tipsy feels better, but even better. Yeah, Tipsy feels a little better, so he's like, This place smells great. And then Onyx goes, "I'm full on eggs." But Rock and Toot, who haven't eaten anything, are looking around, and their mouths are already watering. And they're looking, and they see perfect donuts for breakfast. And then also like these, you see a little sign on a bit of sausage in some puff pastry, and it's "Piglet in a blanket." Piglet in a blanket. And then they're like, looking around, and there are trinket claws, and then you see the back door leading into the back rooms, like this one arm gesticulate and then hit the wooden frame, and then sliding into view is this tall, lanky figure. And as they drag themselves into view, then this wispy hair, this fire red locks joins, and the fire hair is kind of licking on their shoulders, and as we see this really thin, surprisingly thin for working at a bakery, this fire genasi, so fire red hair flowing back kind of the length of mine, so the middle of their back, and then this also red skin that around the temples is kind of cracked like molten lava almost, and these like black eyes with these pinpricks of yellow just burning. And then Toot Toot looks up, and it's a little unsettling for him because it's almost like the Mahout green fire, but it is different. And so this fire genasi, yes, how can I help you? Oh, four scrumptious little things walked into my bakery. Hello, are you new around here? And then, let's see, who wants to take point? Then Tipsy, looking up from just smashing his face up against, like one of the glass displays.
Yes, we want so many things, but also we want, what was it, cinnamon sugar?
Yes, if we could have just a little sample of cinnamon sugar, or perhaps if you have a donut of... Oh, that is almost my name. I am Dough, D-O, D as in delicious, O as in oh, they're delicious. So, yes, a donut. This dough will, in fact, I will not do the thing. Yes, what would you like? Just one donut with cinnamon sugar, and then whatever you recommend. Well, sweetie, as Dough now looks the half-orc wizard up and down. Ooh, you're delicious too, aren't you? Well, I have many things to recommend. I have a critical cinnamon roll. I have the adventurous scone. You can laugh at any point in time. These are all very good. No? No one? Okay, well, I'll just keep going. For savory, we also have the adventure calzone. I'm imagining the audience at home is just eating it up. We also have, if you're into a little trickery, as it were, we have the taste of defeat. And then he pulls out this tray of cookies, which have a number 1 piped onto them in icing. And then we also have, if it's going to be a sweltering day outside, with it being the beginning of spring, then we have some frozen sweet treats. And he pulls out a tray, they pull out a tray of chilled chocolate eclairs, and they go, this is revenge is a dish best served cold. And it's this little frozen chocolate eclairs. So we have that. But then we also have donuts, but dough will. So honestly, you can laugh at it whenever. And then Toot Toot is just baffled and very amused by this very flamboyant individual, and is appreciating the levity and the personality. Yes, all of those sound great, and wonderful. Hello, Dough. I am Toot Toot the Loxodon Bard, and this is, we are we are victorious. Oh, that is a wonderful name. Victorious. Is there anything I can make off of that dessert-wise? Victorious. And then they scratch their hair. And then as they pull away their fingers, then the fingers are like a little bit scorched. As you can tell, I am quite hot. They waggle their eyebrows at my boys, and then Onyx this whole time is like, he doesn't know what to make of Dough. But then Tipsy's like,
Yes, I will have many confectionaries, please.
So they all get... This is great, because I had Sweet Treat and Dough. Okay, I came up with one. Ice cream Victorious. Victorious. Vic Swirl. That ice cream Victorious. Do you like it? Oh, well, I am... I am, you know what? We'll work on it. If anyone else has any good ideas in the chat, thank you for contributing, Speed of Lightning. I appreciate it. Yeah. Chat, if you have any, let's see. Tipsy, the Forest Gnome Rogue. What's brioche? Is that a type of cheese? So, yeah. Toot to the Loxodon Barn. We are victorious. That is Tipsy the Forest Gnome Rogue. This is Onyx the Dwarf Barbarian. And this is Rock the Half-Orc Wizard, Rock the Purple. Let's see. Tipsy the Forest Gnome Brioche. Because I have cheese in the back. Is brioche cheese? God damn it. I don't remember. Let's see. Victort? Yes? Oh, that's closer. I like it. It's getting good. Ooh, that is pretty good. Victortius. Torch, like or tart? Tort? What's the difference between torch and torch now? I cannot recall. Brioche. You know what? Brioche is bread, so that's pretty good. Tipsy the Forest Gnome Brioche, because it's a bakery. Because I do like hot fire things in the back, so yes. That's pretty good. Onyx the Dwarf Barbarian. Rock. Well, I have all sorts of sugary sweet treats, and so I do have some rock candy. So we could just slap a Q on there instead of that C. Rock candy. Rock the Half-Orc Wizard. Because I also have some coffee drinks, some caffeination station. If you're coming in for the whole breakfast ordeal, then we could do Rock the Half and Half Orc Wizard. If you want your coffee or tea with a little bit of milk. Wizard. Toot toot. There we go. Tart tart or tort tort. Tort tort the Loxodon Bard. That's pretty good, huh? That's good for on the fly. I'm quite impressed already. Good stuff. So, we will buy a lot of things. Excellent. And thank you for coming in. Again, we are Sweet Treat. I am Doe. They, them pronouns. Androgynous features. Yeah. There we go. Cool. Yeah, because I had Sweet Treat and Doe in my notes from when I DM'd my last campaign. So the fact that I was able to bring them on, that's wonderful. I love it. I have so many more notes with so many more places and people. So the fact that I came up with a bakery. So they buy sweet treats, and Rock has in a little paper bag, just one donut with cinnamon sugar on it. And then they head over Future Victor math for coinage. And we get to add Doe to our NPC sheet. I have a Word document with all the NPCs we've met. In what episode we met them. So, Doe, a deer. A female deer. Deer. I can't. No, I don't. So. Then they find themselves in front of the Seven Masks Theater. The Seven Masks Theater, where it's... Oh, I also need to do that. Okay, great. Now this whole next week I'll be thinking of baked good puns. Of everyone. And then we can make our own hero's feast. I do want to do a D&Me supplemental where I have recipes and stuff and drinks, but we'll get there when we get there. This is only episode 35. We'll make them want it for episode 100. Anyway, they find themselves in front of Seven Masks Theater, and then Rock goes up to knock. And then, let's see. This... Okay, future Victor. Have a list of all of the races and all of the classes, just so we can go, and then take a look at it, because that would be a good investment, time-wise. So this ancient dragonborn, like the door creaks open, but it's then you see a reptilian eye poking through, but it's completely clouded in cataracts, and then like just this long opening of a door, and then this ancient dragonborn peers out its head and squints really hard, looking around, completely missing the adventuring party. Oh. And then steps backwards, and then Tipsy, like, waves his hand. Hey, wait here. Oh, I can't see you boys. Where are you? We're right here in front of... Are we here for Sheen? Yes, we are. Hello, Sheen. Oh, I'm just an ancient dragonborn. I can't see anyone here standing in front of me with... Oh, are those treats? Did you bring dessert already? It's not even brunch time. It's breakfast time. And then, like, standing straight up now, like, straightening up, and the cataracts blink out of the ancient dragonborn's eyes, and you can see all these, like, graying scales, like, overlapping each other into these intricate wrinkles, which is really cool. And it's like, instead of, the typical Western classic dragon, then this is more like Chinese, Asian dragon, so, like, long, wispy mustache, and, like, the really curvy... which could be scoliosis. Which one's the curved spine stuff? Yeah, so the dragon then straightens up. So, hold on. Cinnamon sugar. These are not for Sheen. No, but I would like to speak with wishes, if I may. And then Sheen, in ancient dragon form, steps back to allow the... boys in, and Sheen closes the door behind him. All right, well, here's the thing about wishes. They, as you know, with illusion-based creatures, they like to keep hidden, and this is actually a really good opportunity for you, dear boy, to try and find Wishes the pseudo-dragon. And then Tutu goes, oh, is that why we're here? And then Rock goes, yes, I was preparing for that on the way here. Okay, so how to find, last time we talked, Sheen, you told me to look for what is not there. Okay. So... I love when stuff works out. Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. Great. So, look for what is not there. Rock takes some confident steps into the middle of this first hallway, because there are two hallways at the entrance of the Seven Masks Theater, and then it spits out into the theater. But Rock steps forward into the middle of the hallway, opens up the paper bag, folds it up a little bit so that the donut is sitting in the middle, and then he steps back and goes, "Oh no, look! We appear to have a spare cinnamon sugar donut that I am unable to eat. Boys?"
Yes, I am so full from breakfast.
Really, I just ate all the eggs, so I'm good.
Yeah! Here's a donut for... I don't know what's going on, honestly.
And then Rock just sits... Well, no, he stands in the middle. "You know what? For good measure, Sheen, if you could."
I would be glad to project. We have a donut here with cinnamon sugar, and it's delicious.
And then Toot Toot. Nope. And then Rock will roll investigation. That's a 15 plus a 6 because he's proficient in it. And then everyone is staring at this donut. But Rock is looking up in the rafters and behind mannequins displaying costumes and underneath posters, framed posters of various productions. And then he mutters to himself under his breath, "What is not there? Sheen, what is not there? There is a small curled up shadow behind that mannequin." Let's see, do I have any good D&D? Half of this game is just me coming up with puns and wordplay from various things in my life. Let's see. Behind that mannequin, but especially underneath that framed poster of a production called Tomorrow's Monsters Today, and it has a bunch of monsters from the Monster Manual and Volo's Guide to Monsters and stuff. There's a curled up shadow, but what is not there is someone casting the shadow. Oh, dang it. Hold on. Victor thought he was really clever, but if something's invisible, then it wouldn't be able to cast a shadow. Dang it. Oh, man. I was getting cocky. All right, what else? What is not there? Rock with the 21. Okay, great. So, Rock goes, "Oh, nope, no shadows." But in front of that poster of Tomorrow's Monsters Today, that mannequin, the costume on that mannequin, the very bottom edge of its robe fluttered in a wind whose source is not there. So, something had to make the movement and move the fabric. Therefore, I deduce that Wishes, the pseudo-dragon of Seven Masks Theater, is there. And then, emerging from behind the mannequin, sure enough, you can see the fluttering of the fabric, but then manifesting into vision is, from the top of its snout, a dragon dissolves into air, into view, as it like slinks forward low to the ground towards the donut and stops about a foot away, but it crouched. "Yes, you may have that donut, dear Wishes the pseudo-dragon." And it starts to slink forward carefully. "But I have a mission for you if you choose to accept it." And then Wishes will roll. Wishes will roll twice because cinnamon sugar is presented. Evens, yes. Odds, no. That's a 6. Even, yes. And that's a 10! 2 yeses, baby. 2 evens, a 6 and a 10. Lovely. And Wishes, without hearing what the proposition is, rushes forward and then like snatches up the donut and rolls with it a little bit and then and quickly devours it and like is licking its taloned paws and then like collects every grain of cinnamon sugar. Like it picks it up with its sharp talons and kind of like a squirrel cleaning itself, or like an ant almost with its mandibles, until literally every piece of cinnamon sugar is taken up. And then with beautiful butterfly wings, this violet pseudo-dragon flaps over in front of Rock, who confidently steps forward. Hello, Wishes. I am Rock the Purple, the illusionary-based half-orc wizard. And I just read in the monster manual that pseudo-dragons have a fly speed of 60 feet per round. If you would be so willing, and with promise of more cinnamon sugar treats and an opportunity for mischief, would you come on a quest with us? And then flapping, Wishes, squinting its eyes a little bit, looks over at Sheen, who kind of bows his head and gestures palm up this elderly dragonborn claw. You may do as you wish, Wishes. And then still flapping. Oh, wow. Fabulous. We will be adventuring outside quite a distance. We will actually only be going westward towards the seaward. Are you familiar? No. Okay. Well, all you need to do is follow this. And then Rock pulls out from his inventory a paper bird, and on it are printed, it's a blank page, like a blank sheet of parchment, but it's printed like the fold instructions on how to fold up a paper crane. And so then he folds it up and then demonstrates what the final product looks like, and then he unfolds it carefully without uttering anyone's name. And then he unfolds it and puts it back in his bag. That is a paper bird. Are you familiar with those? And then Wishes. Okay. Well, we are going to the Sea Ward. We are going to write a letter. We are going to address it to an individual, and then we are going to send it. We four will try to follow it to the best of our abilities. However, being ground-based creatures, lowly ground-based creatures, with only a walking speed of 30 feet, and we will try our best to keep up with the paper bird, whose flight speed is also 60. But, dear Tipsy here, and then Rock looks down at Tipsy, who looks up. What? Tipsy said that a pseudo-dragon could not possibly follow this paper bird and tell us where it ends up being, so I told him, oh, no, sir, you are incorrect, because the pseudo-dragon that I know wishes the violent pseudo-dragon. He would most definitely keep pace and tell us exactly where this paper bird goes.
Rock, I didn't. Ow!
Tipsy says after a quick kick to the backside from either Onyx or Toot Toot, shuts him up.
Oh, yeah! Come on, Wishes, what do you say? Are we for
Except for Rock, who might have -5 to his movement speed because of his dumb saddle. Are you going to lose to us terrarian-based beings? And then wishes, like, wow. Looks down at Tipsy, who looks up confidently in his bluff. And then, let's see. Rock and Tipsy will both roll Deception. Rock, you sweet little boy. Rock rolled a 4 plus a 1. But because it's a charisma base, then he rolls again with disadvantage. A 19 plus a 1. I need to burn that saddle. If anyone has any suggestions on how I can fix that saddle dilemma, the saddle situation. But Tipsy rolled a 12. What's his deception? Plus 0, because Tipsy has no charisma. And then Wishes will roll Insight with a 3. 3 plus 2. So Wishes like defies Tipsy, and Tipsy,
This is fun. I don't really know what's happening, but yeah.
So Wishes then flaps over to Rock's shoulder and perches. So this heliotrope half-orc Rock the Purple Wizard with this violet Wishes pseudo-dragon perched upon his shoulder like a pirate parrot looks very fucking good. If I'm to be honest, I wrote down in my notes, how can I get Rock and Wishes together? And I did it. I did it. So, that's wonderful. So then Rock, turning around, kind of very stiffly walking because he's never had a pseudo-dragon perched upon his shoulder before, goes, Sheen, I will return Wishes as soon as our quest is done. And then Sheen goes, clever boy. You have fun, and Wishes, come home before rehearsal starts. And then Wishes defiantly snaps his long dragon neck behind. Oh no! You see this a twinkle in this ancient dragonborn's eye. No, you do as you're told, young dragon. You need to be back before rehearsal. And then Wishes' neck snaps forward and upward defiantly as Rock walks out the door, and Sheen winks at Rock, who is smiling, like both at Sheen and Rock understands that the jest, and then at this very sassy pseudo dragon on his shoulder, and then they walk outside, and Toot Toot is walking behind Rock, leading the way with Wishes on his shoulder. Wishes' neck snaps down, cracks down to Tipsy, who's playfully looking up defiantly at Wishes, who then snaps his neck away and is now just raising one of his butterfly wings and cleaning underneath it. And then Onyx following both of them.
Okay.
And then Toot Toot behind the whole pack, walking forward, and he is proud of the confidence gained recently for Rock the Purple Half-Orc Wizard. And it's a good look on him, and looks down to the Forest Gnome Rogue, who has grown significantly from only stealing and drinking to caring about were-rats, and Onyx vis-a-vis the Silver Mantle and stealing and drinking. And then Onyx, who has grown to accept this adventuring party so fully, and seeing the warm nougaty center of this dwarf barbarian who was kind of standoffish at the beginning, but is now arguably one of the biggest hearts of the group. And then Toot Toot, who finally has some adventure in his tummy, walks forward. And they are going to the Sea Ward now with wishes to follow a paper bird, hopefully leading them to Circumstance, the enigmatic last member of the Doppelgang from Anywhere. Oh, isn't that all fun? Literally, I thought they were gonna abandon the paper bird idea, but the fact that, yeah, we're totally gonna try the paper bird. We'll try that next week because it is 9:15. Do I have any good epilogue stuff? Let's see. I need like another sheet of paper with like miscellaneous quests on it and stuff. No, not really. But that's fun. That's great. Lovely. Well, thank you so much for watching, y'all. My voice just gave up the ghost right at the end. So, this upcoming week, a lot of good stuff. Let's see. Tomorrow, I'm going to rewatch this episode, but my sister's coming into town, so I might hang out with her for a little bit and have some food and perhaps do a thing. And then tomorrow, my delivery comes for this special gaming announcement that's a part of. So that's exciting. And then Sunday, here on Twitch, not on this Twitch channel, but for Hope for TTRPGs, Hope for FOR, I think, TTRPGs, which is tabletop role-playing games, and then plural, so the S at the end. I consider a huge supporter and encourager of all TTRPGs in the community, so Twitter has a huge TTRPG community that I'm a part of. And then she really fights to encourage and support new players and continuing players and just making a rising tide lifts all ships or something. So on this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 Central, on her channel, she will give D&Me a little shout out. So her community support stream, make sure to check that out. I'll post about it a lot on Sunday, but she, who I consider a big deal in the community, she's gonna give us a little shout out. So thank you very much already, Hope. I will have a whole bunch of my shit together for that, which means me doing all the D&Recaps that I haven't done yet. But that's a labor of love. So that, and then a lot of good stuff. So that's Sunday. This Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 3 p.m. Central because she's Central. So Hope for TTRPGs. I'll make sure if it's 4 as in the word, FOR. But that's this Sunday. And then next week, Monday, it being the last Monday of April, I will do D&Me like the drink. So we're going to grab a glass of something good and sit down and talk about how D&Me is going. The revivification, the resurrection of D&Me from the previous microphone curse that has been bogging my mind and heart lately. So we'll talk about how things have definitely rebounded and lightened since then. Tuesday, we're going to do a D&Art stream, which is an art stream. And then next Wednesday, April 27th, will be episode 36 of D&Me. I will have all the D&Recaps done by then, which is 16 through 35 now, so that'll be a good couple chunks. Yeah, so a lot of good stuff this week. Here we go! Thank you very much for watching and listening. I'm Victor Rivera, and this was D&Me, a one-man show where I play Dungeons & Dragons with myself. I stream on Wednesday nights on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I upload the video the following morning Thursdays on my YouTube page. Today's show will be up Thursday, April 21st, 2022, and the next week's episode will be live Wednesday, April 27th. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and a bunch of other stuff. Where? On my Linktree. That's linktr/D&Me Adventures, and like Gnome, I have a bunch of new stuff on my Redbubble, which is the Convex Crimson. I did a bunch of designs for last night's D&' Artistry. If you want to check that out, it's 4 hours long, so skip ahead, find something good. And then, last but not least, I roll to see which of my characters gives tonight's outro. Rock and Tipsy have already gone, so I have Onyx and Toot. Let's do even for Onyx, and then odds for Toot. That is a 6, which is even Onyx.
Hey everybody. The best way to prepare eggs when you're out in the wilderness is you get something really hot, like you get a campfire. And then you get, like, a pan. You can use a rusty pan that you found just outside in the alley. And then you put the egg, you crack the egg in it, and you can find any eggs. From a box, or from a nest, or on the ground, or stuff that kind of looks like an egg. You can try it, but sometimes they're rocks. So just be careful of that. And then you put the eggs in the rusty pan. But in order to get the eggs not to stick, then you have to make the rusty pan kind of wet. So what I do is
God damn it.
So what I do is I spit a lot on the pan to make it nice and wet, so that you put the egg in it, and then it starts to cook. And then you can use your fingers to, like, move the eggs around a little bit. If you want seasoning, then don't wash your hands for a while before you do that. So whatever's on your hands ends up whatever's on your oh god, whatever's on your hand ends up in the eggs, and then you can eat them like that. And then you could just find whatever other things to add to the eggs.
Never do I laugh harder than when I'm Onyx.
You can put whatever else you want in the eggs, like anything on the counter. Like, you can just scrape it into it. I think I found these, like, sesame seeds or little chocolate sprinkles on Tipsy Taverns on the counter. So you put that in there, and it just adds a nice flavor to it. So that's how you make eggs. Onyx eggs. I'll make Victor put that in the D&Me supplemental recipe guide. Onyx's eggs. Okay, bye.